G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James. Hello, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the controversy surrounding Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics lipsticks. Could you imagine? I have suddenly become a drama channel. No, I really do need to have like a tiny chat about it because I have been obsessed. If you haven't known this about me, I am very much into drama. I love to watch it unfold. Don't really love to be a part of it, but I think I can hold my own. I'll get to it in a minute. I'll tell you what we're doing in the video because I know a lot of people sometimes wish that I would explain more of what's going on and give a bit of a play-by-play. So I am flipping through my journal. This is an MD Paper 10th Anniversary notebook, and it is in the oversized grid or the large grid. It's a beautiful, smooth cream paper with a light blue grid. I love the grid for sketching because I am someone that likes to turn my book on a serial killer slant when I write and when I journal and when I draw. I don't much do it in a lot of videos because I like the journal to stay inside the frame. But a lot of the time when I'm just working, at a cafe or, on my couch, I really do twist the journal. So the grid is great for keeping my illustrations, vertically correct, like straight up and down instead of with a really bad slant or skew. And also it's really great for symmetry. The reason I would recommend a large grid over a small grid is that it's a lot easier to, count 4 big squares than it is to count 16 little squares. So if you can get your hands on a big grid paper or a notebook, I think it would really help if you're really into sketching or you really want to practice your illustrations and you might be having some issues with either, continuity with your proportions. The grid also really helps to be able to analyze like at what length your bodies are or what your face is kind of doing, or if you really need help with symmetry and skew. I think it's really good. Perspective as well, but I don't usually work in perspective. I'm using my Arteza gouache palette. It's got Arteza gouaches in there and Gekoso gouache from Japan. I think there's 33 colors in this palette. I have a full video on YouTube putting this palette together, so go check that out if you're curious. I've had a few questions that I'll quickly answer here. Hopefully people that ask those questions are watching the video. The gouache does crack when it dries. That's just the nature of it. I don't personally mind it. If the little pellets kind of jump around in the palette, I will kind of put them back before I re-wet everything. I'll give it a bit of a spritz to activate all the pigments, and then I'll go in there with my paintbrush and kind of really scrub into those little cakes of gouache. The difference between using them out of the tube and using them from the palette is that they're more opaque and flat straight out of the tube. When you're using them from the palette, you're really going to have to re-wet them very well and make sure you're picking up a lot of pigment. It's not like a watercolor where you just have to drop a little bit of water in there and kind of just pick it up and lift it. You can do that, but you'll get a very sheer transparency like you would with the watercolor. So it's kind of versatile in that way, but if you do want the flat opaque layer of gouache, you're going to have to really scrub that paintbrush into those little wells, which I don't mind. Honestly, for me, the gouache was just about convenience. I wanted to have it in a palette so that I could access it quickly, and for me it was a lot about I never really wanted to create finished pieces with gouache. I wanted to use it just for quick coloring, which I don't think I ever mentioned. So that's why I don't mind it being in there. If you do hate the cracking, Lindsay at The Frugal Crafter, I believe, has a video about gouache where she recommends putting a drop or two of glycerin while it's wet in the pan and just kind of mixing that through, and that should help keep it together more. But like, binders and anything else you add to the paint mixture, you're going to shear it out. So if you do add some glycerin, if you add too much, it might be really hard to re-wet from the pan, so it's going to be more transparent. Or if you add too much, it just might be more transparent because there's more binder in there now. So just be careful when you're doing that. Personally, I would recommend that if you can avoid it, just deal with the cracking. There might be better ways to do it. Maybe putting them in little half pans, little watercolor half pans might work better than these big wells, but I don't really have any complaints. I've enjoyed using my palette. So just wanted to answer those questions for people that were curious. What's going on the screen is I'm having a struggle through what I consider to be probably one of the most real videos I've put across on YouTube. Thanks to my very interesting talk last week about being more candid, I felt very convicted once I had filmed this to upload it, even though everything within me said delete it. It wasn't what I wanted. I failed to meet the expectations I had. In any other circumstance, I would have just re-uploaded, or I would have just refilmed something and done a better job, forced myself to get out what I needed to get out. But the more I thought about it, the more I felt my conscience just kind of saying, you know, you have to put that up there. Like, this is also helpful. People need to see that you struggle, because you don't show that. So show it. They've literally asked you to show it, and you're still deleting it. So I felt very convicted by my own voiceover, unfortunately, and I am, you know, I'm in two minds about really uploading this video or not, but I'm committing to uploading it, because this is a very real look at what happens sometimes. I sit down, I think, oh, I've had really great mornings sketching at the cafe every morning. I've been there for hours some mornings and just having my coffee and making pages of sketches that I just love. And so it should be fine. I'll just turn on the camera and I'll do that. And it just didn't work like that. Did not happen like that. Couldn't tell you why. I don't know why sometimes it's harder than other times. There were definitely things I could have done to help the process, and if I really had to, you know, complete a specific project or meet a goal or a deadline, I would definitely not be so liberal about the process. Like, I would work in a smarter way than just sitting down with a sketchbook and just playing. But I do want to give you a good look at that. This is probably the most candid look I could probably give you at the moment. So, yeah, this is it. This is just enjoy the struggle. I'm not saying I hate everything or that I think I should quit YouTube forever. I'm just saying this is, you know, it's probably not the quality that I'm happy to put out on YouTube. It's probably not something that I would ever really choose to show. I wouldn't be taking photos of this for Instagram. In fact, if you're on my Instagram today, I've uploaded sketchbook pages and I did not include any of these ones. So I wanted to show you. I wanted to get, hopefully, if there are people out there struggling, even if you're someone that this is your business and you've been doing this for years and years and years and you're struggling and you still think it's a bad thing and you shouldn't be, I guess hopefully this might be validating for you too. If you're just starting and you're wondering if the struggle gets any easier, it totally does, but that doesn't mean it'll ever go away. And I think if you're always working towards that, that's probably an expectation that will keep you upset for a long, long time. So I've just come to accept it. Don't share it if you don't want to. Ironic that I'm saying that, but I only wanted to share this because I hope that it would help somebody. I hope that it would help to see that sometimes it's a bit of a struggle, no matter what your skill level is. So I'll leave it at that. I guess I'll say a bit more about what I'm doing. I've kept this video really short today. If you've noticed, my videos have been getting shorter, and it's not because there's less content. Honestly, there's more. But I'm practicing with the algorithm because YouTube has been crazy. It just updated itself on my iPhone. I don't know how to use it anymore. I want to know, I've seen a lot of people that I watch take their videos down to 10 minutes, and I believe that 10-minute videos are being more recommended than longer ones, which is sad because I actually prefer longer ones, but this is just a test. I'm not saying that I'm going to do 10-minute videos from now on. I'm just saying that for today, I'm going to test and see if this does better. If it does, that doesn't mean all the videos will be 10 minutes. It just means that I would be more inclined to perhaps upload random 10-minute videos every now and again. Since my YouTube schedule did change to just Fridays this year instead of like 6 videos a day, I'm always kind of looking to see how it's changed and what's different. It's doing better. I should mention that. Like, the changes I've made have shown a growth, which is nice. So I'm enjoying that. Anyway, I'm almost at the end of the video, and I didn't even get to talk about my Jaclyn Hill lipsticks. I am so into the drama of it. I don't know if you care about it. People shouldn't care about it, I know. But for me, it's not really about watching anyone be, you know, quote unquote cancelled, this hashtag cancel culture that everyone's got going on. I love to see how people deal with it. I love to see what people's reactions are. I love to see how they take accountability, or if they don't, and what the consequences are. It is a super fascinating process to me, and a lot of what I think I'm interested about is it all deals with conflict resolution, and I want to know more about that. I think I'm always trying to know more about that, and especially as I hope to grow and continue to share more on social media and be a little bit more candid. Maybe I'm just preparing myself for the people that really want to go me. Which, you know, I'm trying not to bring out the teenage me that would come out. I'm trying to bring out a more well-rounded, a more healthy version of me that has perhaps watched a few videos on conflict resolution. You know, I'm really into it. It's fascinating to me. It is what I'm watching in my downtime, as well as on my art videos. But yeah, those beauty YouTube drama channels, they really get me through it. I know people hate them, and I'm sure the beauty gurus hate them, but you know, I guess if there was nothing dramatic to talk about, then there wouldn't be any videos. So I'll leave it at that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.